1993, Different World is airing season 6, episode 20, Great Expectations. Terrell is expelled after he starts carrying a gun to class, but he and Dwayne attempt to convince the dean to give him one more chance. Oh, give me one more chance.
Can they just have a week where something crazy doesn't happen at this school? Every time we're
Yeah,
checking in,
man.
Steve, there's a domestic violence, there's guns on. The gun thing going on, we'll talk about it, but it's just pretty blasé, to be honest with you.
It's a different world and where you come from.
This is the last season, Steve.
Yeah, man. And they went out with a bang bang. And we start off with the classroom and Dean Davenport. She's talking to them about the civil rights movement and how Malcolm X and MLK had different approaches, but the same goal: respect.
But they have to, and this is something, I mean, Steve, there's no way to get like half ass this like I would have in college or in high school, but they have to get into pairs and be either Malcolm X or Martin Luther King that are talking to each other and basically using their quotes. They need to replicate this conversation, this historical meeting that these two guys had, and recreate it using the quotes of both dudes because it was not actually recorded, their meeting.
Yeah, and Terrell, one of the underclassmen, he wants to be Malcolm X. And Dean Davenport, she grills him like, okay, like, do you really want to be Malcolm X because of his message, or is it because it's a trendy thing lately where he's featured in a Spike Lee movie? It made him second guess, like, oh, maybe I'm just, trying to ride the wave.
I mean, he's got all the gear, Steve. All the stuff at Hot Topic or wherever you get the Malcolm X gear.
X'd
Yeah,
out.
so she doesn't. Dean, what's her last name, Steve? Dean
Davenport.
Davenport.
That's Will Smith's aunt. You can't fool me.
She makes Terrell. She's like, you're not going to be Malcolm X. You're going to have to be Martin Luther King. So he's with Dorian. These are not characters I'm fully familiar with, Steve. I'm more familiar with the older cast,
OG.
but
Yeah.
it's cool, man. So tough. You're not half-assed in this assignment.
We cut to the student union and we see Kim and her boyfriend Spencer coming out of the room, and Gina and Lena, they're feeling Spencer.
He's a little hot Jamaican tenderoni, Steve. They keep
No.
coming out of rooms, and it's like, damn, what are you two up to? Him and Kim, everybody thinks they're out banging away all the time, but they're studying, Steve. They're not. They're not
Yeah.
doing any tawdry stuff yet.
Her focus is on med school. And Spencer, you know who his sister is?
No.
Cheryl Lee Ralph. He's Michael Ralph. And his sister is that fine ass teacher from Abbott Elementary.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's his sister.
That's his sister, the OG, like the old school teacher. She's
Yeah.
like no nonsense one. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, good genes, but yeah, Spencer's really into Kim, Steven, like in a big way. He's not shy about it either. I mean, he's just telling everybody how much he loves this chick.
Yeah, he's very intentional, man. And then not too long after that, Charmaine and Terrell, they got ran down on as they're leaving the library. Charmaine, she's distraught, rightfully so. We find out that a group of guys rolled by them in a pickup truck and was just complimenting her ass. Well, you got a fat ass toots. Yeah, big juicy one too.
You got a fat ass tits. Yeah, big juicy one too.
And they apparently rolled down into a ditch and rolled off into a storm drain.
Yeah, they like ran him off the road by the description, but Charmaine's heated and everyone's concerned. But Terrell feels like a bitch, to be honest with you. That's the simplest way to say it. And he's trying to minimize it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like that bad. It was fine. Like, we'll get over it. But yeah, they almost got killed by a car of racist, or maybe not racist, but it was just a bunch of white dudes. Terrell's in his feelings, Steve. He's not liking this.
And they ask him if you filed a police report. But why? Man, if that's what y'all about to do, just leave me out of it. So he takes off. And they're like, man, what the?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, Terrell. Like, let's just file a police report, but he's out, Steve. he's freaking out of here.
We cut to Whitley, and she's talking to Charmaine, isn't she?
Well, at first she's ordering a bunch of sticky buns off of old man cafeteria, dude. And then,
Mr.
yeah, Mr.
Gaines.
Gaines. And then because she's a teacher and she's talking about having hyper students. So she's doing her thing, but there is a funny joke she talks about like the students are a little wishy-washy and don't know a lot, so they're doing a mural. And the students, they're working hard. They've finished a few people that are supposed to be like notable like African Americans in history, and they've done Sojourner Truth, makes sense. And they get Frederick Douglass too, makes sense. But then Halle Berry, Steve, which
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can. She's an Oscar winner.
First of her kind, man. She's prolific. Yeah, throw her in there. She plays a great crackhead Jew in Jungle Fever.
I don't know if you put her in the top notch annals of history, but I mean, that scene in Swordfish where she showed it all, that in of itself.
Those titties are prolific.
Absolutely. Well, actually, Terrell comes in first and she tells him that she's sorry that Charmaine and him had to go through that. Terrell just kind of being evasive about it still. And Charmaine is at the police station filing a report at this point. So there's just some tension about it. And again, Terrell's just kind of, you can tell something's up.
Not only that, but Whitley found out through Gina, who's fabricating the story. It's like, yeah, they almost got shot at, and then Terrell, he pulled out his gun, and then they had a standoff. Yeah.
And there was like horses that came out of nowhere with little unicorn horns and stuff. But Terrell does say something that's like, I guess, vaguely threatening, where when Whitley's talking to him, he's like, you know what? I'm adopting Malcolm X's philosophy of vigorous action and self-defense. So that he says that, and he's like, "Bye." So I don't know if I'd immediately be like, "Man, I think that guy's packing heat." I don't know if I'd feel like he was dangerous at that point. But Terrell, he's looking for some satisfaction.
Vengeance. And now we cut to the class. Lena and Charmaine, they're having a debate. Lena, she's the one that's Malcolm X, and Charmaine is MLK. And then things get personal because I guess they're roommates. Like, bitch, you always leave clothes in the dryer.
Why there always pubic hairs all over the shower and sink and whatnot? Nasty. Yeah, well, this is what happens in most debate with younger people, Steve. I saw this happen in high school where it went from like a debate to like, your mama's fat.
Your coochie stink.
But then Gina is telling Terrell and Charmaine's like story yet again in her like crazy way where now she's like, and then there was like a bazooka that got shot and this guy flew out of nowhere on like a some sort of like a tether system or something. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Terrell shot him.
Then the cop showed up and he shot them too. Terrell and Dorian, they're about to go up and give a debate, but I guess class is ended now. Dean, she tells them to stay behind. I don't know how she found out that the gun was.
He was so blasé. I think she just saw it in like because he has it like tucked on his waist in the back. So I guess he like turned around or because weren't they trying to like make him put a coat on or something? So maybe when he was doing that or something, she saw it. But I was like, damn, that was pretty slick because everyone leaves and she's like, hold on 1 second, just like pulls it out of his waist. I was like, damn.
Yeah, the jacket's not the problem. This is the problem. But then Dorian thinking on his toes, like, oh, no, that's a gun, but he was using it as a prop. You know what I mean?
Terrell's like, I mean, it's not even loaded, Dean. You need to shut up, Terrell. Just like chill. Don't try to be saying that kind of stuff. But the dean does not care. The dean's pissed off, shocked, and right then and there is like, you know what this got you? You expelled. That's not going to work for our boys, Steve. Terrell, he needs this. He needs school.
And then we cut back to Kim and Spencer. They have one more lab final and then they're through. It's like, what are we going to do now? Well, we go to Negril, play in the hot sandy beaches. And then we'll go to Kingston, man, where you'll meet your mother-in-law.
Oh,
Very irie.
This guy wants to show her all of Jamaica and even his mother, Steve, her future mother in law. Spencer is constantly not only saying they're going to get married, but he's asking her to marry him constantly, too, Steve. Because he does it right here and there. Like, he just throws it out there. He's so in love with this chick. I thought when they were like, what are we going to do for the rest of this next semester or whatever? I thought it was going to get pretty nasty, Steve. I thought we were going to see Stella get her groove back.
Mr. Nasty time. And now we cut to Dwayne's crib. He's talking to Dean Davenport, trying to talk her out of expelling Terrell. Nah, I'm not trying to hear any of that. He's too dangerous. But look, this isn't like him. He's a good kid. And then while they're talking, Terrell and Dorian show up. They're like, whoa, snap, Dean Davenport, we were looking for you and you weren't in your office. Well, you see why, dummies.
And Terrell, he tries to reason with her. She's not hearing it. Dwayne asks Terrell straight up, like, where'd you get the gun at? Like, I came from a rough place. There's no need for this stuff. Like, where'd you get the gun at? And Terrell basically is like, when you were young, maybe you didn't need a gun, but when I was young, I needed this gun. So it's like that, basically. He's like, I've had a gun. This is my gun. So I felt threatened, and this is what I needed to feel secure, which.
Yeah. Had it since junior high, and I didn't think I needed it until yesterday. Wait, what happened yesterday? Look, man, I just needed it. In school right now is the only thing I have going for me.
Yeah.
Dean Davenport lets him know like why she's so up in arms about this, because her 13-year-old nephew was shot and killed by someone who was trying to prove their manhood. Her nephew can't even experience manhood.
So we see why this is such a personal thing to her and why she has no leniency on it at all. So Terrell's screwed by all intents and purposes, it looks like. So we cut to Kim's dorm. Her, Spencer, and Whitley and Dwayne are having dinner together, and they're talking about this Terrell situation. It's kind of weird because they talk about how easy it is to get a gun right now. It's not that crazy this dude has a gun. You want a gun? And he could have reached off screen and pulled a gun in. I guess that's how easy it was. So some things don't change, but they're talking about this. While they're talking about that, weird segue, Spencer just shifts into a proposal, Steve.
They had like a preliminary toast to whatever, I guess a fruitful life and success to come. And then they had another toast that Spencer wanted to have. And he's like, here's to a woman I've never wanted to be without. Kimberly, will you be my wife? Right after that, Spencer calls her dad, telling her like, man, I love your daughter very much, sir. And I'm asking you for your blessing.
And this guy means business, Steve. Everybody knows. He hangs the phone up. We don't know what the father said necessarily, but it seemed positive. But then Kim picks the phone up after he hangs it up, and she thinks she's speaking to her mom because somebody's crying on the other end, but turns out her dad's in tears, Steve. He loves this guy. It's his dream come true.
Pops is talking her ear off, and she's like, look, I'll call you back. Bye.
Yeah.
And Dwayne rushes Whitley out of there. So now it's just Spencer and Kim. It's like, look, I'm very real. I'm intentional. I'm very serious. And I was serious then. I'm serious now.
But Kim's not having it, Steve. She's in med school. She's committed to that. And she's like, you realize I can't make a decision right now until I finish med school. So I can't do it. But that's not a no, Steve. And that's all Spencer
It's
needed.
not.
He just needed to put his foot into the opening just to keep that door open, Steve. He'll get it.
That makes him so happy. Very idly.
Boy.
Much mercy.
There we go. So, not quite nuptials, Steve, but cut to class. We're back at Dean's class. We're in this assignment where everybody's doing the Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King quote thing.
They're having a class discussion, and Lena, she mentions that she actually agrees with Malcolm's approach by any means necessary. And then they basically downplaying MLK. Like, man, Malcolm, man, he was the one. He was the real one. And then Gina and her fine ass. I've always had a crush on Gina. She's still fine, by the way. But Gina, she cuts in and she knows her history. She was like, well, MLK, he spent more time in prison than his detractors. So he definitely put in the work.
Yeah, I think one of Lena's points is she says that Martin Luther King was chosen by like white dudes, basically.
white liberals. Yeah.
So yeah, they're actually having like a decent discussion. And again, I would like to echo what Steve said. I think Jada Pinkett Smith is fine too, but Gina,
Oh yeah.
good lord, what's her name in real life, Steve?
AJ Sanders.
Hello, Toasty. Hell yeah. Which is, let's get back to the lesson, Steve. We can't just keep oogling women in this episode.
It's hard not to. And then Terrell, he shows up unannounced and he just wants to finish his assignment, expelled or not. They cut into their Malcolm and MLK reenactment, and Dean Davenport's impressed. She's amazed, blows the class away. But it comes with some conditions. You're back in school, but you're under curfew. You must maintain a GPA of A minus, and you got to put in 20 hours a week at the rec center.
Cool. He's into it. He was the Malcolm X dude, came in and just pulled the perfect argument. He wowed the whole class, Steve.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that gun anymore, though. I'd be like, can I get my gun
Yeah. I've had it since junior high.
It costs a lot of money.
Also, Jennifer Lewis, man, like as an adult, I think she's sexy. As a kid, I was like, man, she's auntie. But like, man, the way she carries herself, her voice, it's kind of like the sister from News Radio. It's just the way you.
Well, even that chick you said, the lady from Abbott Elementary too. It's all the same. It's just like just a
sultry, grown ass woman.
It's curvy, throat, smoky voice too. I like that.
Jennifer Lewis,
too, Steve. She'd instruct you a little bit in the ways.
Man.
She'd take you to class.
They all know what they're doing, man.